Due to me getting married over the weekend, I never got an opportunity to give my opinion on my Los Angeles Lakers hiring Milwaukee Bucks assistant Darvin Ham as their next head coach to come into the Crypto.com arena and try to fix things next season for the Lakers, who finished 11th, didn't even make the play-in tournament, let alone the playoffs, let alone win a round and get to the NBA Finals. That starts tonight between two teams that actually play both good offense and defense, which the Lakers lacked both in large part due to this season. So here's what I think. I think Coach Ham is an okay selection. We have not seen him coach at the head coach level. We've heard great things about him. We're looking at this formula seemingly be one that's working nowadays. I mean, heck, as the NBA Finals kicks off, Ime Udoka, first-time head coach for the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. Just so happens to be a former player, a lot of experience as an assistant, also happens to be a black man. All right, that's an important piece of the puzzle that I'm going to get to in a second. Y'all know I'm not the race guy, but I do think it's an important piece of the puzzle. You look around the league over in New Orleans, they now have Willie Green as head coach. He did a pretty good job, all things considered, his first year. As the Pelicans front man, no Zion, they competed their behinds off against the Phoenix Suns. He's having success. Look around the league right now. The new trend seems to be hire a black former player, respected men, as a head coach. Ty Lue's been having a lot of success, all things considered. Kawhi Leonard injury bug has gotten the last couple years in Los Angeles. Yeah, that's a new trend, and I like it a lot. I do like it a lot. Now, I don't know specifically about Darvin Ham. I don't want to continue to compare just black men to each other. I think that's ridiculous, right? Like, at some point, these gentlemen all have different personalities. You know, how they lead, I'm sure, different. Their upbringings are different. Their times in the NBA were all different. I like the premise, though, of, okay, we've got these multi-million-dollar athletes who a lot of times don't like to be told no, have gotten to the point where you can't sit them, you can't coach them up, you can't be hard on them. So, yes, I like the premise of a LeBron James being able to look to his left when he's on the bench and Darvin Ham say, yo, tonight you're only playing 32 minutes. I'm not going back and forth with you about it. Russell Westbrook, hey, man, you're taking a lot of bad shots. You're not finishing the game for us. Anthony Davis, bro, that's 3 games in a row that you miss. Can you do anything better to get in better shape for the season? Can you play 5 games in a row? Yes, oftentimes we've seen black men notoriously, this is not just in sports, we've seen black men respond to black men better. If you want to get into the concept of the black household, look at the numbers. This ain't rocket science here. Black men, young black men, which these NBA athletes, though they're older, the Lakers are older in NBA terms. In regards to life, they're young men. Like, I'm 28. I just got married. It was a beautiful sight for me to see this weekend, my dad to be at the wedding. Like, to see my dad happy, that means things to black men. A lot. It means to every race, by the way. Like, whatever race you are, it does matter to see someone that looks like you be critical of you, be hard on you, and then when things go right, show you that love. That matters. It just does. Why we gotta act like we don't? Things don't happen, right? Things do happen. Things do matter, and when people can relate to other people, that does matter. I personally really like Frank Vogel as head coach. I thought he got the bad end of the stick. I thought he became the scapegoat for a lot of different people, starting with Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, who I thought put together an atrocious team with an atrocious decision and going and getting Russell Westbrook for the amount of talent that they gave up. I thought they threw the Wizards a bone. You look at Anthony Davis not being able to stay healthy. He seems to have went Hollywood. LeBron James, though still dedicated to the game of basketball, if LeBron sees a team not have a chance to win a championship, he's checking out. And that second half of that season, in large part, was LeBron James chasing Kareem versus chasing the playoffs. It just is what it is. There are a lot of people to blame, not just the stars either. I thought Carmelo Anthony, who got off to a really good start last year, I thought down the stretch, he started to break down, and that jump shot nowhere near was where it was at the beginning of the season, October, November-ish. Look around. I mean, you never got a minute out of Kendrick Nunn last year. You gave him a decent amount of money to, make the court. That roster had a lot of letdowns on it. It was not a one-person issue. Frank Vogel got scapegoated out. And let me tell y'all this. If LeBron's mind is on chasing Kareem and not the playoffs this year, even though he's getting older, about to be 37, if Anthony Davis's mind is on Hollywood and fame and Twitch and Call of Duty over good health and chasing ring number 2, if Russell Westbrook's mind is on Russell Westbrook like we've notoriously seen throughout his career, I don't care if you got Darvin's ham and cheese. I don't care what ham you're bringing in. It's not going to matter. If Anthony Davis isn't 100% healthy, none of this matters. If Russell Westbrook believes he's still Russell Westbrook of 10 years ago, none of this matters. If LeBron is chasing Kareem and not the playoffs, none of this matters. I don't care who you bring in. When you got personalities and celebrities like the magnitude that the Lakers had in that locker room last year, when you're talking about Russ, LeBron, AD, Carmelo, Dwight, at one point in time, Rondo was in that locker room. Bro, these are some of the most popular athletes over the last 25 years. That is a lot to have in one locker room. There's a lot of guys that have been able to call their shots when they were much younger and much greater in their careers. If Coach Ham can get through to these guys and challenge them to be great, and they accept that role and want to get back and don't like sitting around watching the Warriors probably pick up ring number 4 here in a couple days, if they want to be great again and Coach Ham can get that out of them, we'll see what happens. I just don't see it. Look, Coach Ham can try his best with Anthony Davis. He can try. If Anthony Davis ain't healthy, none of this matters. Like, even if LeBron is chasing Kareem versus the playoffs, it'll be tough, right? I don't want to renege what I said, but I want to clarify. LeBron can chase Kareem, not the playoffs, and still be good. I want to clarify that, right? I think you need LeBron to be chasing playoffs, not Kareem. But even if he does have Kareem on his mind, the all-time leading scorer, as LeBron can still be good in that realm. Russell Westbrook, if nothing else, is at least available to play 80 out of 82 games a year. Even with Russ's mind on Russ, you can still work with that if you got a strong leader at head coach that's not afraid to say no to Russ. Go sit on the bench. If Anthony Davis cannot play 5 games in a row, this all is null and void. Period. If he cannot get through a game without going down with some elbow injury, arm injury, knee injury, leg injury, stomach pain, if he can't get through 5 consecutive games in a season, it's done. It's done. No coach can save you. Period. We will see what the Lakers are able to do with Coach Ham. Look, I'm looking at Quinn Snyder potentially worn out of Utah. The Lakers, to me, made this decision maybe a week too early. I don't know. I have no expectations for Coach Ham.